So imagine this world without the use of technology. Where would we be today? Could we have solved some of life's most greatest and hardest challenges today without the use of technology? We pretty much use technology every day to solve our problems, even if it's just something simple, or just saving lives, or just, and it's a part of us, and we really can't live without technology. And we almost rely on it too. If we can't have it, it's almost impossible to live without. But we always really hear about the positive things about technology, and we're really not educated on the negative effects that technology has against us, whether they are against our bodies or against our health, and they're just negatively affecting us. And usually, some of the effects we just don't even know about, and they will affect us later, then that will surprise us. Or we do know the effects that they're negative against us, and we just don't care. We'll take the consequences later. The uses of technology in our classroom are affecting students negatively and hinders their learning and health. So with you being a little educated on this problem, we'll talk about the negative effects on the body. So you may ask how it has a negative effect against the body. Well, there's been studies done. There's approximately, we are on our devices about 9 hours a day. And when we are on our devices, bacteria builds up on our hands from our devices, and we may put them on our mouth or in our eyes, which would make us sick, and that's not really something we want. And when we're always staring at our computers for 9 hours, we like to be comfortable, and you're supposed to have your back straight up and your neck up when you're staring, but usually we're crouched down a little bit and just want to be comfortable, but that has negative effects on our neck and our spine. And usually if a male has a laptop or something, and they're laying down to have the laptop on their lap, and the Wi-Fi of the computer, it can have a negative effect on their sperm count, which decreases their chances of having kids. And looking at a screen all day for 9 hours, it strains your eyes, which become blurry, and it'll dry them out, and you may only experience these symptoms for an hour or two, but later on they will affect your eyesight and weaken your eyesight. Also it affects our mental health, because when we are using technology, it is pretty much easy for us to cheat and take the easier way out. So like the computer, I know there's online sources to find your answers and everything, and it's just easier to do that than work it out and use problem solving skills to find your answers and use your brain. And even though technology is affecting our bodies and our minds, sometimes it's not always out of our control about how we learn new material. Some technologies, such as our Chromebooks, are outdated, and they limit our resources to find new information and to learn more. And if every school was had the same technology, we all have the same opportunities to learn the same stuff and be more educated on everything we know. So basically, technology isn't always the greatest towards in a school environment, whether it's learning or just physically against our bodies. Don't get me wrong, it's very good about learning, but sometimes they have negative effects. But one way that we could probably solve this is we all really need to be educated on the effects they're having against us. If we don't know how they're affecting us, we're just going to keep doing the same thing over and over, and they keep affecting us, and we won't know. And later on, we'll face the consequences later. But if we're educated, we can prevent that and take different precautions, and so we can not have the effects. That's it.
Do you know how much technology other countries use in their schools?
As the United States, we're pretty advanced in our technology. They don't really have as much as us, but I mean they have a little bit, not as much. Kyra?
I've heard if you sleep with your phone by your face, if you keep it in your pocket all the time,
the school environment, so I didn't really research much about like a phone. I did mostly computers and laptops. Yeah.
So you talked about how it can like affect males. Is there any ways that it affects females?
I did not find anything. Brandon?
Is there any like studies where schools that don't use technology have like a better test score or grade point average?
I mean, there is, but usually technology, they have a higher score. It's just, there's some effects that they just don't know about and they'll learn about later. Yeah.
Do you think that since we have all this technology, we're essentially like dumbing down all the future generations?
You know what?
Do you think because we have all this advanced technology, we're essentially like making it easier for the advanced generations to kind of dumb down?
Yeah.
Are there any problems with like radiation from the computer screens or anything?
Well, that, they're in their eyes and pretty much it just weakens their eyesight.
You said we all use technology for like an average of 9 hours a day. Is that like including TV, or is that just
That's just
phones?
like computers and like phones. We're pretty much on our phones a lot outside of school, but if you think how much we look at our Chromebooks every day, it's counting that too. So.
Are there, is like country, is like China having problems with, this technology stuff too, like
I
we are?
didn't really research in China.
My question is the something you just said is that as a student, you use your phone, your smartphone. I'm assuming probably most people have some type of smartphone or iPad, whatever. Shouldn't schools just try to adapt that and use it anyway? Won't students use it anyway and just say, well, you're getting the negative effects no matter what?
Like, use your phone or?
Yeah, so I guess from my standpoint, since students already have their phones, shouldn't schools try to use them in some way
Use
in
your
an
phones
educational setting?
Instead of like a Chromebook or something.
Any technology in
I mean,
general.
yeah, it's been talked about, but really, when you're looking at a computer screen, and when you're looking at a phone, the print is so small, and that makes you have to look at the smaller words, and it strains your eyes more. But if you use a bigger computer, that helps a lot more.
How much like technology usage does it take until these health effects set in?
Like for their eyes or
Just in